birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.
Well, good day, mate. What day is it? I don't even know what's going on here. Oh, yeah. It's the Relevant Sounds Truck Series here on Friday nights, and you're watching it right here on V-Speed. I'm Eddie Smith. Glad to have y'all in chat tonight on the broadcast, watching in the race, wherever you are. Pull up a chair. It's going to be an awesome, awesome battle as we are racing for the championship here tonight, and the doors are wide open for that possibility. We don't really know how the points are going to shake out. We got a couple guys that are out. Up front, Jeremy Garner has dominated this series, but will not make it here tonight. He's leading by quite a few points, and so how is that going to shake up? Is anybody going to be able to make up that extra little bit? I mean, he's sitting at 238 points. Andy Kurtz also out tonight. So that gives opportunities for somebody like Peyton Hubbard, who is also out tonight. So who's here? Anybody here? Well, everybody. That Chance Taylor's here, but looks like the point standings are pretty much solid. So you know what we're here to do? We're here to have a great time on a Friday night, racing it out. Yeah, it's a championship race. Yeah, it's a makeup race, but it's all just about the racing tonight. We're not going to talk about points. We're not going to talk about, he's got to try to get a lap led, blah, blah, blah. Nope. We're going to have a good time, watch some really awesome racing here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Well, it's awesome. It's a great facility. It's right down the road from the big track. I think I just made that up. I don't know that. but it's in Indianapolis, Indiana. And while the trucks, we got the big cars on the big track, well, we got the smaller trucks on the smaller track, short track racing under the lights. That's what we love to see. You can see there just a bit over half a mile. Makes for some awesome racing. The way the banking works, you'll see guys migrate up to the top. I think we'll see some side-by-side racing. Passing going to be difficult. So right now qualifying is underway, just about over. So if you don't have a good qualifying spot, you're not going to have a good race tonight. But I think on a Friday night on V-Speed, I think you want to get that victory. Enter your name in the history of Goat Locker Racing. And we've got a lot of really great drivers here tonight. Also, want to thank our sponsor. Relevant Sounds has been such a great sponsor all season long, along with all the other sponsors. I mean, just a cavalcade of just a lot of support, and I definitely appreciate them being the main sponsor of this series. And, of course, Big Fish Barbecue for the lineup here. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into the grid. Let's see where everybody is starting tonight. And Craig Von Traeger out front. I know that guy. He is going to start on the pole here tonight with a blistering fast 21.5, 0.2 of a second faster than second place. And that's Mike George, who has kind of come up on the scene, been wild, been crazy, been really fast, and has been kind of opening everybody's eyes. Everybody's kind of saying, who is this guy looking around? Who is and putting up practice sessions for other guys, trying to help folks. That's what we love around here at Goat Locker. He's going to start outside of the front row. Jamie Mullins, no stranger to that danger. He is starting in third. Timothy Williams, I don't know him, so looking forward to seeing what he can do tonight. He's going to be outside of row number 2. James Kaufman, the Mad Hatter, he's going to start there in fifth position with George Jewell, who's in sixth spot. In seventh is going to be Johnny Cofield with Patrick Dravick starting in the 8th position. In ninth, it's going to be Chance Taylor sitting there third or fourth in points. Might have an opportunity to win the championship tonight. We'll see how it all plays out. Tyler Justice there in the 10th position. Grid starting to roll off now as we'll jump on through the grid. 11th, Sam Milliken and Jeremiah Holt in the 12th position. Brandon Wallace in 13th with Logan Sturgeon. Mr. Big Fish Barbecue himself in 14th. 15th going to be Daniel Cunningham and Rusty Rafferty. I mean, the best name. I mean, there's not a better racing name than that name right there. Going to start in the 16th spot. In 17th, Matt Knight's Old Faithful with Chris Smith. The 37th Chris Smith, by the way, starting in 18th, and Mark Hollifield rounds out your field. Well, they are rolling, and we're getting ready to go green. Lights are out on the pace car, so we will go green this time by, I think. Nope, we'll go around one more time. Good, perfect. Give me a little bit of chance to talk about the race tonight. Here's your race details, 100 laps. It's going to go by quick. Pit road speed, 45 mile an hour. 4 tire sets available. 3 green, white checkers if we need them. 100% fuel load in, of course, fixed setup. So you're going to have to work on those tires. You can't make any changes on your pit stops. So you better be making those changes with the steering wheel and throttle. That's what's going to save your tires and keep you competitive here tonight. So pace car going to pull off the track, and we're getting ready to go green. Greg Von Traeger going to lead us down to the green flag. Barney has the flag in his hand, ready to let her sing, and we're going to see who's going to come away with this victory here on Friday night. Friday Night Truck Series racing here in the Relevant Truck Series, and we're green. A great start. Greg Von Traeger able to get out front. That's what you want to do. You want to have this lead when you can. Mike George going to jump right down to the inside line. I think that inside line is going to be strong, but look back here. 3 wide, James Kaufman. You got Johnny Cofield. You got all the J's all over each other. Is, man, George Jewell able to survive that 3 wide, and he's going to go by and take over that spot and look on board here with Patrick Dravick as he tries to kind of be careful out there because it is getting wild already. Not wasting any time. Going to make a little bit of contact as we go on board with Patrick Dravick. You can see he kind of held his breath there for a moment as he makes contact with Cofield. But, man, this track is so difficult to make those passes. The speed in the middle of the corner is a little bit slower than you'd like, so we'll see if anybody decides to shift. I think with it being a night race, we'll take a look at the weather here. 70-degree track temp, I think you would probably put yourself in a bad spot if you started shifting. So I don't think we'll see that, but who knows? Who knows what these guys decide to do right now? Pat trying to move up through the field. Caution, though, out on the speedway, and I think it might be Brandon Wallace, who is slow on the track, and he'll bring out our first caution here on lap 4, and we're going to take a look at it on the V-Speed replay. Here we go. Take a little closer look. That's the 41 of Rusty Rafferty on the outside, but not his fault at all. Brandon Wallace just self-spins, goes down, makes a little tap to the inside wall. No damage to that 99 machine. It's a Bubba's Ball tire outlet. Chevrolet will get back going, but that does bring out our first caution of the night. So, you know, I don't think we'll see anybody come down pit road. That was just sort of a teaser. Get your, you know, that was the appetizer. That was the onion ring, the bloomin' onion before the main course. That was the I don't know, the chicken wings. And buffalo, like boneless wings if you're nasty. We'll get a chance to calm back down. We did see some 3-wide racing there, guys, knowing that these restarts are the best time to try to make those moves and try to make those passes. Saw a 3-wide situation on like lap 2, so that should set the tone for this race, I would imagine. Going to be a lot of aggressive driving tonight. So far, not too many people making up big moves. Tyler Justice in that 33, he's been able to gain a couple spots from the start of the green flag. And I got to tell you, man, these paint schemes, something else. Going to be hard for me not to pull for Tyler Justice with a paint scheme like that. I do love an orange. I love that powder blue. Tennessee Titans fan, so those two go together really well. I've seen a couple of these schemes out there. Tyler Justice got a good looking one. I think Mike George is another one who's got a really nice scheme. Those GLR schemes, man, they really stand out. So whoever does those, big shout out. Patrick driving the Old Faithful. Jam Printing and Promotions saw a lot of success last season in the Friday Night Truck Series. That 07 was up front quite a bit. So we'll see if we, you know, I'm always interested to see these upgraded paint schemes from the Goat Locker guys and all the drivers who will be racing. Everybody wants to have a new scheme when the season starts. You very rarely see guys kind of use the same scheme over and over again. They like the new year, new me type deal. We can't wait to see what they unveil. A couple good ones here tonight. Pace car going to pull off now. We're going to get ready to go back green. And Craig Bontrager out front. Mike George there on the inside. He did take a couple peeks down to the inside when we were watching that 3-wide battle. And you can see he's going to try to roll up to Craig here to try to get a pretty good start. That inside is sort of a tough spot right into the Geico restart zone. And Craig just lays the hammer down and able to get out early. And Mike George going to drive it deep into the corner to make sure that Jamie Mullins can't get to his outside, and almost allows him to do it. So now Mike George back down to the inside. He's opened the door, I think, for you know, he's trying to find a little bit of space, maybe try to get up there and make a pass for the lead. But at this moment, I think you're in danger of letting Jamie Mullins get to your outside. That outside line is just a little bit too strong. And we'll see if Mike continues to run that inside line. I think as everything starts to spread out, I'll be interested to see how these lines really work. But I think that outside is really, really strong, especially if you get side by side. You can see everybody lined up on the pretty much the right against the wall for the most part. You see guys giving a little bit of space to make sure they don't make contact with the wall. Kind of sure, stack everything up. Mike George going to go down to the inside, but he does exactly what I was saying. Opens the door for Jamie Mullins. It's just a little bit too early, I think, with everybody kind of nose to tail to give up that outside line. And I know Mike is trying to make something happen here, but he's going to have to make a little move there. I'll tell you what, James Kaufman, not the fella I would want to try to cut off at the last second. He will send it, that's for sure. The top 5 starting to pull away. Patrick Drabick kind of holding on to the end of that that little train, and then Tyler Justice a little bit further back. And then you got the side-by-side battle with the 86 and Timothy Wilms. I'm going to say it's Wilms. I doubt it's Wilmez, but right now, Johnny Cofield on the bottom, kind of stuck there. Normally see guys get stuck up on the outside, but a track like this where that crew kind of is in that upper lane, the inside can be really, really tough to make something happen. So Johnny going to slide up in front of him, of George Jewell, and we'll try to settle in here. But these one-line tracks like this is a test of patience. That's what it is. It is, we've already seen Mike George kind of get taken by that. And we're going to see Jameson Mullins, who I think does have some patience, and he does have the room out back. See the gap. He has about 2 or 3 tenths behind him to make a move down to the inside. But the outside being so strong, if you don't make the pass, all you do is slow both of you down and allow for the guys behind you to catch back up. So you really have to have a lot of patience. Just ride here for the first few laps. Try to just keep pace with the leader, especially if you have somebody right behind you, because you open that door, somebody's going to fill it, and then you'll go back to the box. It's going to be more and more difficult to pass as the runs go on. So Mike George is going to settle in third. Hopefully he doesn't make that mistake again until everything starts to spread out. But we'll see who can make some passes, especially up front. I think it's going to be – going to have to pack a lunch. They're going to have a ham and cheese sandwich, a couple bags of Lay's potato chips, a chocolate chip cookie. You're going to need it all to make these moves here tonight. While the front group is sort of single file, you see guys back here trying to make something happen. And of course, Johnny Cofield has tried a couple times. He's going to make a little bit of contact there with George Jewell. But he has tried a couple times to go down to the bottom, and unfortunately, it's just not working. He just continues to lead spots every single lap. These guys jump up to the outside of him. So, see, Sam Milliken now going to try to sneak up to the outside. Actually going to make a little bit of contact as Johnny Cofield tries to slide up in front of him sort of lazily. And he will go around. No caution, though. And there you go. That's the danger as he goes around. Sam's going to keep going. Let's take a look at that again from Sam's point of view. You're going to see Cofield down on the bottom. He gets frustrating. He's driving it in deep. He's going to try to slide up in front of Sam here. But, yeah, I mean, actually, Sam kind of comes down on him on exit, trying to keep him from sliding up in front of him. And so Johnny will go to the back. He'll have to fight his way back up to the field. But 21 laps into this race, Craig Bontrager still leads. He's got about a 1 second gap from first to fifth. So they're all lined up here, just clicking off laps at the moment. You can start to see some guys get a little bit sideways off the corner. Go aboard Mike George. Watch as he tries to keep pace here. Maybe try to regain that second position. Wanted to go on board and see if anybody was shifting. It doesn't look like shifting is a thing here tonight. Like I said, you could probably shift, but how cool the track is, I think all you do is end up heating those rear tires up and making them really angry at you. See, all five of these guys, just, I mean, you can throw a blanket over them. So one mistake, one move down to the inside, try to make a pass, you're going to probably lose 2 or 3 spots up here. So they're all single file. You can see when you don't race constantly every single lap, you can get those big gaps. There goes Patrick Drabick down, taking the advantage here, looking down to the inside. We'll see if he can complete this pass. Going to drive it deep into the corner, slide up in front of Jim Kaufman, and that's how it's done. That's what you want to do. Patrick Drabick showed you how to make a pass here at IRP to a T, which is do it quickly. Get a run, get to the inside, drive it into the corner on the bottom, slide up in front of that driver, and then move on. It's a dirt track type of maneuver. So he'll take over the 4th spot, and not quite the biggest mover of the race. That's going to go to Chad Smith here in the 37 Chick-fil-A. A machine, praise God. Started back in 18th, currently running in 11th. Boy, does he have a lot going on in front of him. Daniel Cunningham trying to make up some spots in that 91 machine there, racing side by side. You know, I thought I saw Logan Surgeon in this race, but he is not in here as far as I can tell. So it looks like he did not make the race or had to leave or what. But I thought he was racing tonight. But not currently in the field. I remember him in the grid, but not there. Daniel Cunningham looking down to the inside of Sam Milliken. Daniel Cunningham had a great race at Milwaukee in the Apex Truck Series last night. I mean, just an incredibly fast driver at a track similar to this. So I expect to see him continue that trend of moving up the field. But you can see how difficult it is to pass. Just everything's kind of got to work out perfectly for that to get done. But we're getting into lap 30. We'll see what the pit strategy is going to be. I mean, these guys are probably going to want tires at some point, but fuel is always the numero uno at these type of tracks. Just Tyler Justice rim riding up there right against the wall. So we'll see what they can do for fuel. If they make it to lap 50, you know that they can make it on one stop. Somebody comes down pit road before, it's going to be a two-stopper. So keep an eye on that and see what these guys decide to do. This little race right here is really nice. Tyler Justice doing a great job on the outside line. Nobody really able to do anything with him for the moment. We'll see if that continues. Up front, Greg Von Trigger's already pulled away about 4/10. Is I don't know what these. Oh, somebody had gotten into the wall there. It looks like maybe there's some time loss. So I don't know if somebody made contact or what. But you start to see that separation is Patrick Dravitt was actually able to get around Mike Jordan. Let's take a look at that real quick and see what happened there. Same deal. Back it up just a little bit more, see how he made that pass. Gets a run down on the inside. And then dives it down in the corner. Gonna slide up in front of Mike, and again. And it looks like Mike might have cut him a little break there, so sure Mike or Patrick appreciates that. So Patrick Dravitt making some big moves up in the top 5, continues to push forward. Now going to set his sights on the leaders as Jamison Mullins is in the wall there. Makes a little bit of contact, getting a little bit too greedy on entry maybe, and going to lose a little bit of time now, almost 0.6 of a second, as he's going to fall back into the clutches of Patrick Dravitt. They continue to pull away, but battle still going on all over the track. Look at this one. Boy, the 23. Who is in the 23? I don't see a 23. I think that it actually should be the 73 of Jeremiah Holt. And my goodness, Rusty Rafferty. Four-wheel slide into the corner there, down on the bottom, trying to make it work, but it's so dang difficult. And Brandon Wallace trying to make up for that spin early in the race on the outside. Rusty trying to get up. He's going to slide up right in front of, right behind Brandon Wallace. And man, look at, good Lord, Johnny Cofield diving it into the corner. Johnny is 2 laps down. I don't know if he came down and took tires or what, but my goodness, he is all over the place. Going to drive down. This is bad. He's not going to make that. Oh, he does a good job of hanging on to it. I thought he was going to slide up into the wall. Johnny 4 laps down, actually, so he is racing these guys hard, but he is had that issue where he spun like he came down pit road to get a fast repair. Maybe the damage was too bad, but continues to race these guys right on the left rear quarter of Brandon Wallace. These guys are teammates. Johnny still trying to make that pass, but it is easier said than done. He might be able to slide up in front of Brandon here. We'll see if Brandon allows him to do that, or he's going to stick that nose up there. Nope, Johnny able to take it. not for position, but looks like Johnny out there just having fun, trying to make some passes. Oh, caution. Out on the speedway, and Mark Hollifield has gone around. He was already a lap down, but he will bring out second caution of the night here on lap 40. Looks like just a self spin here for Mark. Just going to come off the corner, gets it a little bit too hot. And down to the inside wall he goes, and that will bring out our caution. Let's go forward with him, see what he was struggling with. Sort of a slow, lazy spin there as that brings out our caution. Well, all right. Well, we do have folks coming down pit road for 4 tires and fuel. And then, you know, man, a curious call here is, ooh, looks like Mike George will slow in his box. Jamison Mullins is going to win the battle off of pit road, but Craig Bontrager stays out, maybe missed pit road. So, big mistake out of your pole sitter and leader. May have just not known where the entrance to pit road was, and he is going to come back down, but he is going to he's going to lose every bit of that track position, and that's going to give the lead back, or give it to Jamison Mullins now. So Craig Bontrager, a mistake. It has led every single lap, and that one mistake is he is going to have a lot of work to do. Let's see if we can go back and maybe find out what happened. Catches up to the pace car here, and you can see going checking out a little replay here. See how he missed pit road. Trying to just get an idea, show y'all what happened. You see the pace car is coming out right there, which should open pit road, and I think you might have to take the access road. And so Craig here going to miss that access road. I think that's exactly what happened. He was kind of waiting on the pace car to catch up to him, and when that happened, you can see there, just misses the entry. Normally, you have your pits right off of turn 4. You drive down, but here you have to enter in on the backstretch. So just a mistake there for Craig. He's going to have some work to do, but he's got a fast truck. He can definitely get it done. He's got plenty of time, I think. Oh, that's not the last caution we're going to see. So if you're a Craig fan, he's back in 12th, but still plenty of time for him to make those moves, get back up in front. Should make for a pretty exciting race, that's for sure. But a little reset here. Everybody, 4 tires and fuel. Now I wonder about the fuel. Can you make it on fuel from here? I would imagine they got to be pretty close at 100% fuel load. So I would imagine if we stay green, we might go all the way to the end here. But get ready to go green here on lap 44, coming to lap 45. So 55 laps to go when they take the green flag. Jamie Mullins will take the outside here on the restart. No surprise there. That's exactly what I would do. Do not want to give that inside line up. They'll have control of the restart as they roll through 3 and 4. Head into the Geico restart zone. Jamie Mullins inherits the lead. Going to go late in the box. I like that. Try something different. Everybody expects you to go early. Go a little bit late. And look here, James Kaufman down to the inside of Mike George. It is almost a 3-wide situation as Tyler Justice did not have a great start. He's going to fall back through the field. And there goes Craig Bontrager around the outside. He's already made up 2 spots since the drop of the green flag. 1 corner, and Craig is up into 12th. So Craig doing exactly what he needs to do. Now he's going to have real trouble. Oh, as Kaufman goes around. James Kaufman spins out right in front of the field. And more calamity as George Jewell involved. Jeremiah Holt goes around, and caution going to come back out. Take a look, see what happened. Here we are. Kaufman able to complete that pass. Going to go down into the corner here, and he just loses it. Just drives it too deep into the corner and goes around multiple contact. We saw Von Traeger make some contact there, so hopefully his damage is not too bad. We'll kind of go on board with him and see what this looked like, because he was 4 wide after all this kind of settled out here. You're going to see Kaufman up there. He's going to spin around there. Everybody just trying to avoid him. A little bit of contact, door banging. As Jake Reeves would say. So doesn't look like too much damage, but we'll see if they'd elect to come down pit road, try to get some of that damage fixed, or was like Chance Taylor coming down pit road, George Jewell also coming down. So starting to get a little messy here. These restarts are going to continue that trend, I believe, as everybody knows how hard it is to pass now. And you got to make up those spots when you can. Von Traeger had done a great job, and he's actually going to be in 7th place after all that is settled. So hopefully no damage to that 49 truck, and already doing a great job. And these cautions are really helping him. If he can get 3 or 4 spots each caution, or each restart, and then a caution comes out and kind of reset, that makes this drive back up front really easy. Well, talking about Relevant Sounds, the main sponsor here for this series, and definitely appreciate their sponsorship all season long of this truck series. It's been a great series over on Nazareth 360. Those guys have done incredible work. So much fun. But Relevant Sounds, just really cool to have a sponsor like this on board. One of many, but kind of set itself apart, unique in a lot of ways. And tonight, I mean, big announcement. You know, there'll be more details to follow, but it's really cool. I mean, so many folks doing really awesome things, and Relevant Sounds is going to start a new veteran music program. It's a therapy for veterans with PTSD and mental health issues to find relief through music, and it will be offered to any veteran that races with Goat Locker Racing for free. So more information to come about that. Be watching the Discord, be watching all the channels there for any more information about that. Don't have too much to give you, but still a really cool announcement, and just another thing of why Goat Locker exists. This is why they do what they do, and it's just another reason, doing good stuff for vets, being a beacon in the community. You know, it's easy to say thank you for your service. It's easy to say, hey, appreciate you. It's easy to clap and stand on certain days and times. You know, it's all that, but it's another thing to take action. And while they are vets themselves, man, they have taken action. They are giving back to the community. And you can't say enough about what Pat and Jamie have done. And then they have also just become this sort of magnetic personalities to bring in these sponsors who want to do something similar. And so just add it to the list, man. It's unbelievable. If you try to talk about all the sponsors that do really cool things here for vets, I mean, it would take 20 minutes to get through it all. So Relevant Sounds, really cool deal there. So definitely thank them. Go check them out. Send them a message. Say thank you. It's just a really cool thing. Can't wait to see how folks can get involved in that. Getting ready to go green here. Just over halfway. Jamie Mullen's going to have control of the restart again. And Daniel Cunningham has made his presence known inside the top 5. Got that 91 truck up on the outside line. Continues to make moves. Going to try to keep Mike George there down on the bottom, and he is going to be able to do that. And so Daniel Cunningham, if he can complete this pass, he's going to get himself up in the top 3. Mike George, though, going to drive it deep into the corner, trying to slide up in front of him. Mike knows how important this is. Oh, caution, though, back out as Matt Knights now has gone around more calamity as the cautions, breeding cautions here. And you just knew it was going to happen. And we are back under caution here. Had a great start of the run, but now starting to build up. Guys are getting frustrated with each other. Let's go back and see maybe what happened to Matt Knights here. Got Jim Kaufman on the outside. Brandon Wallace there. Oh, Brandon Wallace may have made a little bit of contact with him. We'll go back a little bit, go on board with Brandon Wallace to see. Maybe Matt Knights thought he was clear, just wasn't quite clear. Is Brandon going to sneak up there? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Matt couldn't really decide if he was clear or not. It's at the last second on entry of the corner, probably the worst spot to really do that. And kind of, it's a racing deal. I can't. I'm not blaming Matt Knights at all. Just sort of a racing deal. So back under caution. I don't think we'll see any pit road takers as Johnny Cofield goes around the field. He gets one of his 2 laps back. Still 15 drivers on the lead lap here in this race as we're clicking down to the end. James Samoa is loving this. I mean, being out front. I mean, he is a Final Four driver um, in the Friday Night Truck Series. He knows how to get it done, and right now there's no easier way to lead laps than under caution. Everybody else wants to go back green, and that's the way it is in real racing. Everybody that's not in the lead needs to go back green. If it's raining, well, it's not raining. It's drying up now. Let's go back green. If you're getting down to late race cautions, we'll just drive under caution, click these laps off. But if you're in the lead, you want to you're happy with this. So he is happy to drive around, click off laps led, and not really have to work for it. Just drive under drive under caution. That's the best way to lead them. Do have some trucks now, so we'll have a little bit longer cautions to give the lap traffic a opportunity to go down pit road. Should get to 1 degree here. We do, so we'll go back green next time by. And I mean, at this point, you know, if we keep having cautions, you know, the likelihood of you coming down pit road, there may be one more pit stop if we have a bunch of cautions. But here on out, I think track position is just going to be too important. So if we can make it on fuel, I can't imagine to see them come back down pit road. So if you're not in the top 5 at the moment, you really need to make up as much ground as you can here on these restarts, because it's going to get even more difficult to pass. And we've seen the restarts be a great opportunity. So we'll see who's able to make up. Can Craig get back up to the front? Can somebody like Daniel Cunningham get up here? Patrick and Jamie, can they battle it out? We're going to find out here. Green flag is out. Really good start from Mullins, but Patrick also, oh man, another wreck. Rusty Rafferty, Chris Smith. Contact on the backstretch, and caution going to fly again. Restarts, just everybody getting frustrated more and more as the races go on. And right there, Rusty down 3 wide on Chris Smith and gonna just slide up into him, trying to make it work on the bottom, gasses it up. And when you're on the bottom, you can't use the whole track when you're 3 wide, and the front end just sails outward. And unfortunately for him and Chris Smith, could not avoid that contact. We'll go back on board. Chris or Rusty, watch what that feels like whenever you're 3 wide. Gets a great jump, gets right down on the apron, but the problem is as soon as he's going to try to feed back on the track, the front end just not gripping. He was using that apron to help him turn, but you can kind of see as soon as he, we'll watch it sort of in slow motion here. You're going to see get down on the apron. That helps the truck turn, as it kind of offsets the balance of the truck. See how well it turns. As soon as he gets back up on the track here, he loses all that advantage, and it almost immediately has him go back up into the 37 of Chris Smith, and so they're going to go around. But, you know, as far as damage, you know, maybe a little bump there for Chris Smith. well, that was a good little hit there, but that doesn't look too bad. Well, talking a little bit about these seasons that are coming up. This is the beginning of August. This is the final week of the summer series, which has been pretty incredible. It's been a lot of fun. All kinds of different series. The racing has been really good, of course. But the fall series is coming up here at the end of August. It's going to be wild and crazy. 4 races a week, 2 different broadcasters. Yeah, it's going to be some awesome, awesome racing. And what we haven't seen the rules package announced yet. No schedules or anything to talk about. But to kind of go back to last season, talking about tonight, we've got faster pairs. This summer series has faster pairs, but the Friday Night Truck Series last season, no faster pairs. So might as well get used to trying to keep that truck clean, because come Friday night, you're not going to have that faster pair to fall back on. Got to keep that truck going in the right direction without much damage. Looks like they're going to speed up the cautions. I like it. Get back to racing. Pace car going to pull off into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out. Jamie Mullins with another great jump, although Patrick does get a great start as well. But James Kaufman goes right around. And we continue. Go back and check this out. Kaufman not having a great middle part of this race. You can kind of see everybody kind of trying to be careful on these restarts. Going to get a great jump, and yeah, just he's going to be upset at I can't see who that was. Go back and see. 86. That is Timothy Williams. He's going to be upset with him likely, but unfortunately, it is not his fault, because Kaufman kind of takes a little dive down to the inside, trying to hit this gap right here, but he doesn't quite commit to it, except for the last second. And so I can't say Timothy really is at fault for that. It's more James sort of making a wild move there on the entry of the corner, especially on a restart. You kind of have to let everything play out. And so really not Timothy's fault that happened. But caution starting to fly. And really nobody elected to come down pit road. So I felt pretty confident about that. We'll see if anybody does. But so far, looks like Matt Knight's the only driver that came down this time. As far as I can tell, he just took a little bit of fuel. He didn't even take any tires or anything. So well, if you're the 49, Craig Bontrager started out front in this race. Currently runs in the 6th position. 7th, actually. He would love to get this thing going. He has been able to gain a ton of spots, got up to 7th, but these cautions are killing his opportunity to get back up to the front. So he really needs this thing to go green. He's got a fast piece, that 49. Toyota Tacoma is really, really fast, and we'll just see if he can. Excuse me, Tundra. We'll see if we can get some green flag laps to get this thing back going. I think they will shorten the pace laps again, so we'll get some racing, and hopefully these guys can kind of settle down a little bit. It's tough, though. We've already mentioned it a couple times. You really want to be aggressive on these starts. Very hard to pass, and that just kind of puts you in this little box of, I got to be aggressive, but maybe just not as aggressive as we have seen. So Jamie Mullins, again, with another restart. This time, Daniel Cunningham was able to get by him, and unfortunately that puts Cunningham in a worse spot, as now he's going to start on the inside. So Mike George has that outside line, and they go down into the corner. See if we make it through this one. It's like clinging through 1 and 2. That's the top 4 single file out. Mike George continues to try on these restarts to get down to the bottom, but these tires have a lot of heat in them now. Almost 30 laps on this set of tires, which most of them have been under caution. Just don't know if that inside line has any teeth at the moment. We'll see. Anybody can make it work, but it is going to be very, very difficult. George, though, looking back down to the inside again, though. He's trying to find some way of getting around him. Right behind him, we got a side-by-side battle between two guys that I don't know very well, Sam Milliken and Timothy Williams. And there is Craig Bontrager. He is there trying to say, hey, guys, let's settle it. You know, let's figure it out. Y'all go ahead and get this thing sorted out. But doing the right thing, going to get up to the outside. He knows he's got to get up there, but oh, man, the 86 going to drive it deep into the corner. He's doing a little Bristol bounce. I like it. But that for Craig, he's like, oh, man, you made the pass, and then you slammed into the wall. Craig just nowhere to go at the moment. He's hoping that the 86 can get it under him, get out ahead of the 77, but the 77 has a really nice run through that corner, and it still is a roadblock for the 49. So frustrating, but where do you go? He's going to try to go down to the inside. Going to try to maybe make it 3 wide. The door gets closed as they go down into the corner. Now Craig down on the inside. The 86 hits the wall a couple times, and the Sharks start smelling blood. They decide, okay, we're going to go down to the inside and make this pass. James Kaufman up into the wall up there at the top of your screen. But we continue to watch Craig as he going to try to clear Timothy, excuse me, and he is able to do it. Great move there by Craig. Takes over the 6th spot. Now he's got Sam right in front of him as they try to run down the leaders. And laps are clicking off very quickly. 25 laps to go. That is not a lot of time. So if you're going to be getting up to the front, racing for the lead. At this point, Craig not going to win. I just don't think he's going to win from this position with just so few laps left to go. But if he gets a caution now, if he can get around the 77, gets a caution, I think the 49 has a really good shot here. Mark Hollifield has had some sort of issue. We'll see if a caution comes out like he is back rolling. And here comes the 77 rolling the bottom. Or the 49 rolling the bottom, 77 on the outside. I'm having a stroke here. Oh, they're going to door bang in the middle of the corner. Greg says, hey, I'm here. He goes screaming down the front straightaway. We'll see if the 49 can make this pass. You know, oh, and caution is out. Caution is out, and James Kaufman again bringing out the caution. Kaufman on the inside of the 33 of Tyler Justice. Down into the corner. He's going to try to slide her, I think, and not going to quite be clear if I had to guess. No, Tyler actually gets into him. Tyler gets loose off the corner and just spins him out. So James has been involved in a couple incidents. That time, he was just a passenger. Had nothing to do with him. And he's going to go around. That brings out another caution. Well, no takers down pit road. And so caution back out on the speedway. I don't think, like I said, I don't think we'll see anybody come down pit road. I can't imagine. There's been too many caution laps. But we'll see what they decide to do as here comes the Lucky Dog back around on the outside. Well, let's take a quick break. Let's thank one of our sponsors, Cruising Classics, and we'll be back for the finish of this race in just a moment. welcome back to the Relevant Sounds Truck Series here on Friday night here on V-Speed. And we are closing this one out with a great race so far. It's been really exciting. We have put together some really good green flag laps, but here the last half of the race has been plagued with caution. So we're going to see the conclusion of this race, and stick around after. We'll announce the champion. The point standings are a little bit weird, and some guys up at the top of the standings not here tonight. Obviously, this is a makeup race. iRacing had some sort of issue when this race was initially supposed to go out or go off, I mean. And so they moved it to the end of the season. Obviously, going from a Thursday night to a Friday night participation from those guys had to probably put them in a tough spot. But we'll see how it all plays out. Once this thing is over, we will check on the announcement of the champion. Jeremy Gardner, with 5 wins on the season, does have the lead, but he is not here tonight. But I think that he is still pretty safe, and we'll see how drop weeks could definitely make a difference here. So we'll see if that does play into the end of how things go. But if drop weeks are already pretty much settled, Chance Taylor, the only one able to really do anything, and there's not enough trucks here tonight for him to make up the difference. So not calling anything at the moment, but I think Jeremy Garner's probably safe. So we'll see officially, though, after the race is over. But, hey, we got a race right now between Damien Mullins, Patrick Dravick, Cunningham, and Mike George. Now Cunningham going to get out to the outside on this start. That's exactly what he's going to do, and I think that's where that kind of race is beside the front two, is who's out front whenever the caution comes out, because they get the flip. You want to be on the outside on these restarts, no doubt about it, as you can see the battling going on right here as Matt Knight's 3 wide back there between Rusty Rafferty. Oh, and man, Matt Knight's going to go into the wall. No caution, though. No, he's going to spin it out. He's just like, you know what? We haven't had enough cautions. I'm going to bang it into the wall, save it, and then I'm just going to spin out. So we kind of all saw it live. That's a Jesus take the wheel type of moment. You're going to see him trying to make a move here. Just drives it into the corner. Going to make contact with the wall here. Starts to lose it. Gets caught up into the wall. Just continuing to try to do it. Yeah, and just yanks it off the wall. And there he goes around. So Matt Knights brings out this caution. So we're back under yellow here with just 15 laps to go. Let's take some time to thank some of our other sponsors. Of course, Lincoln Tech for their sponsorship of the well, I'll tell you what, we'll just go through all the sponsors, give them all a shout out. I don't have logos for all of them built in, but we'll go through them all here. Lincoln Tech for sponsorship of the IndyCar Series and more coming for them. Definitely a great partner. InVet, Indiana veteran nonprofit working to bring veterans to Indiana to live and work. Relevant Sound, of course, the sponsors of this particular series. And of course, you got Jam Printing and Promotion, which have been around since, ever since I've known of Goat Locker. Jam Printing Promotions has been there side by side with them. Cruising Classics, which you saw, man, just a really cool deal. They've got a big showroom, so if you're up in that area, definitely go check them out. Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. The sim rigs that you see that get donated come in part thanks to a grant from them, I would believe. I hope I'm not speaking incorrectly there, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. So really cool to have them as a partner. Veterans for Life Foundation, of course, they field a truck series team on Friday nights. So looking forward to more and more stuff for Veterans for Life. I tell you, they've been one that has they put a lot of work in more and more. I'll tell you, it's just a great group. Right now, roofing, Alexander PCs, Sim Motion. If you're in market for those type of things, they're not gonna like this, but you can go a lot of places to get PC parts. You can go get rig parts for your sim rig. You can go a lot of places to do that, but why not support one that supports veterans? It could be veteran owned. You know, all that makes a big difference. Support those type of companies, and that's why they're partners here at Goat Locker. So, if you have a need for a computer or some sort of sim equipment, check out Alexander PCs and Sim Motion. Of course, Next Level Racing for the cockpits that are provided for the sim rigs. You got iRacing that gives out 1 year free. I don't know if y'all have heard of the company called iRacing, but they are also giving out 1 year subscriptions to the event that receives a sim rig, and then, of course, Big Fish Barbecue. So just want to take a little bit of time, highlight all of our sponsors, give them a little plug. We can't mention them enough, and you'll hear once the race is over in the post-race interviews, they'll get shouted out again. So can't thank those folks enough for all the hard work they do. It takes a village, man, and there's a damn good village here at Goat Locker Racing. But we got just 10 laps to go in this race. Jamie Mullins loving these cautions, and I'll tell you what, Badger Rabbit hating them because he cannot get any kind of momentum, can't make a pass at Jamie Mullins because the cautions keep coming out. We'll see if we can get some green flag racing to the end. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, and we already have somebody around. Timothy Williams goes around before even the turn one, and caution back out on the speedway. Take a look here and see what happened to Timothy down on the inside. Actually blinks out. The 86 truck back there that's blinking out. Having some internet issues, and it come back. Yeah, there's really no fault of anybody's there. He blinks out, comes back, and George Jewell with nowhere to go. So internet troubles there for Timothy that brings out this caution. And with internet issues, not going to find any kind of criticism from me. Just nothing you can do about it sometimes. Everybody faking the pit road entry. Oh, no, they're actually giving way to, looks like Chance Taylor. Get back on lead lap. So your fourth place in points. Lap down now. It gets back on lead lap, but a little bit too late, I would imagine, unless we have a big pile up here at the front, which is possible. Well, I mean, you know, I am trying to feel and set the stage the best I can, but it still hasn't really changed. You know, right now, Cunningham happy to be in fourth position, but with many cautions, you get out and you get third and you drop back down the bottom, and they're just swapping positions every single restart. So they're really not able to make any moves. You can't get the momentum going. I mean, they're wrecking into turn one, so there's just not any kind of charge that you can mount here. So, like I said before, Jamie Mullins loving this out front. Really no pressure at the moment. These laps just clicking off. Race control, though, doing a great job of shortening the cautions to make them not so lengthy. I know some guys who are trying to get some damage would love to have some longer cautions, but at some point we've got to get the show on the road. Here we go. Gonna have about 6 laps to go when they take the green flag. Who's going to take the win? Jamie Mullins in the best spot. You see Daniel Cunningham right on his rear bumper trying to take advantage of that outside line. And you see Jim Kaufman up there in 5th. So we'll see who can get it done. Mullins gets clear down into 1. Patrick Drabbit going to follow him as they battle side by side for 3rd place. They're almost 3 wide back here as Greg Bontrager down to the inside trying to make something happen. Gonna go all the way down to the apron. Not able to do it as, man, he really loses a lot of time. And, oh, man, it's a little bumping and banging going up on for third place. Daniel Cunningham gives the bumper to Mike George. Little beating and banging as a 77. Oh, they're clearing each other out. Bontrager gonna go around, makes contact, drives deep into the corner, and caution does come out as Mark Hollifield spun out after the fact. But, man, there's a lot going on right there. We'll see if I can go kind of break that down real quick. We saw Cunningham, but right there you can see 77 going to drive deep into the corner. He's going to do the exact same thing next time by. You can see the contact between Daniel Cunningham and Mike George. Watch this. 77 just plows Kaufman into the wall. And then there goes Craig Bontrager, who got saved a little bit there. But he drove really deep into the corner, trying to make that pass. Watch this. Trying to make that inside work, desperate to make up for that mistake that he had early in the race, and just watch this. Just gonna overdrive the entry, slide up into Brandon Wallace, and Rusty Rafferty actually kind of straightens it back up. So back under yellow, or let's see, had 10 cautions here tonight. And green, white, checkered, 1 of 2. So everybody knows green, white, checkered rules, but I like to explain things because sometimes, I need to feel the dead air. I'm not going to sit here and just wait for it to go back green. So I got to talk. But if you're not familiar with the rules, just so it makes it easier for viewing, is green, white, checkered, pretty simple. They'll take the green flag. They will no longer count down laps, but they'll take the green flag. If another caution comes out, they'll rack it back up, go under caution again, and then they'll try it one more time. In a green, white, checker, they'll take the green flag, then they'll take the white flag, and then the race is over. If they take the white flag here on iRacing, they will race back to the checkered flag no matter what. No matter if there's a big old pile up, iRacing does not throw a race-ending caution on the white flag. So if we do get the white flag, race is over at that point. It's just a race to the finish, which is a good place to end. But can Patrick Drabick do anything with the 66? Just, it's so tough. He's definitely got the speed, but you just don't have any green flag laps to make to get it set up. He's been really masterful making these passes up through the field, but it takes a couple laps to set that up, and he's not going to have a couple laps here. So, on this restart, he's kind of fallen back. Jamie Mullins has really gotten a great jump. At some point, if you want to win the race, you're going to have to try to time it and risk jumping the start to have an equal start. That way you're side by side down into turn 1. That's going to give him the best opportunity to win this race. If he falls in behind him, you're just not going to be able to make a move in enough time. I mean, it would take Jamie to have a really bad corner, get into the wall or get loose or something. Just possible, but he has not shown too much weakness here towards the end of this thing. So if you're Pat, you've kind of let him have control of the restart completely. But I think Pat, if you're wanting to win this race, you're gonna have to get dead even with him. Risk jumping the start to try to get side by side, at least be on the inside of him, kind of slide up into him, get him a little bit loose, and drive off the corner, try to make something happen. Get this win. So we'll see how it goes. Green, white, checker, number 1. Who's going to win the final race of this summer series? This is it. You can see Patrick Drabick almost a car length behind into the restart zone. That's going to give Jamie Mullins everything he needs going into the corner. Drives up off the corner, side by side for third place. It's between these two. Down into the corner. Nothing that the 07 can do other than watch. But coming off of turn 4, white flag in hand. We will go to the end. Oh, they're spinning. They're wrecking. Well, the leader took the white flag. We'll race back to the checkered calamity on the front stretch, but Jamie Mullins clear by 3/10 of a second. I don't think Patrick Drabick's going to have any shot of winning this thing coming off of turn 4. Hopefully the wreck is clear, and it is. Jamie Mullins wins the final race in the Relevant Truck Series. There it is. Jamison Mullins going to win the race. Led 63 laps after Bontrager had his issues and never gave the lead back up. So he'll celebrate here. What a great win there for Mullins. Do a little bit of burnouts here on the front stretch. So right now roofing, I don't know what that says. Caesars maybe? CSR. But the Right Now Roofing 66 machine takes the victory, and he is celebrating on the front stretch here at Lucas Oil. Let's go back and see if we can maybe go back to that final restart and watch what happened. Maybe find out what happened to Mike George here. Is him and Daniel Cunningham may have made contact here. The blue truck there on the top and Mike George there on the bottom. And it looks like the blue truck going to get a run off the corner. And I'm not sure. I don't know if there was some beef there or what, but I go back and watch that again. Mike gets a great run through this part of the corner right here. Daniel just kind of holding on tight there to that right rear quarter panel. Drives it deep into the corner. Going to get a nice little run here. Lean on that right side. And they just make contact there. And boy, it's just a mess behind them. Well, that does it for us in this race. Let's take a look at the results, see where everybody finished. We know the top three. James Kaufman, after going around about 3 times, he's going to get an interview tonight as he's going to finish in 3rd place. Then you got Sam Milliken in 4th. Johnny Cofield with the top 5 there. That big wreck kind of changed up everything. George Jewell going to finish in 6th spot. Tyler Justice in 7th. Craig Bontrager in 8th spot. Matt Knight's in 9th. 10th. Timothy Wilms. Chance Taylor in 11th. Rusty Rafferty in 12th. Chris Smith in 13th. Cunningham and George going to finish 14th and 15th after that little tangle there coming to the white flag. Brandon Wallace in 16th. Mark Hollifield in 17th. Jeremiah Holt 18th. And probably should show it to you on the screen. Logan Surgeon never returned a lap in 19th. Well, let's talk to some of these drivers. Let's see what they thought. And, of course, as always, we got to start with the winner here tonight, Jamie Mullins, up in the booth. Jamie, congratulations on a great win tonight. That truck was really fast. You got that track position early, and you never looked back.
Thank you, Eddie. I really appreciate it. Yeah, track position's everything here, especially with all the late cautions there. It was better to be up front there, but little mistake by who was it, Craig at first. I guess they opened up pit road and he was already past it when catching the pace car and didn't get it and lost a lot of track position that way and had to come back around and pit on the second lap. But overall, it was a pretty good race. This track is fun. I mean, you slide the tires everywhere, especially going into one. You want to, I was trying to enter it low, but then it would just drift up, and I knew I was scrubbing the tires. And Pat was just there waiting for a mistake because it's so difficult to pass here.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're able to, I was talking about it during the race. You're able to lead a lot of laps under caution there on the back half of the race, and it just kind of worked out in your favor. And those are some of the easiest laps to lead is under caution because you just you're just clicking them off, and you're like, hey, I'm happy with this. This is perfectly fine. So as those cautions kept coming, you had to have a pretty big smile on your face because the less green flag racing we were having, the less likely you're going to have any kind of attack from behind to get that lead. So
Yeah.
that kind of worked out in your favor, huh?
It did, and it also allowed me to practice my restarts. I
Yeah.
did that quite a bit here. As that's my Achilles heel, really, in any track, is I cannot get a good start or restart on the during those. So I was able to practice a little bit here, and it worked out well.
Well, you were able to get the win and the final win of the Goat Locker Summer Series. And man, Jamie, congratulations on the win. And as always, who you got to thank?
Well, first off, I want to thank Goat Locker Racing for putting this series on. A great bunch of people in here, great racers. Can't thank them enough. Race with them all the time. So these are guys are really top notch. I do want to Right Now Roofing, the sponsor on my truck, and my team, Veterans for Life Foundation. Want to thank them. InVets, putting the series on, sponsoring it. Lincoln Tech, Relevant Sound, Jam Printing Promotions, Cruising Classics, the Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs. I deal a lot with the VA here in the Tennessee side, so it's great to work with the Veterans Affairs. Alexander PCs, if you ever want a good PC, mention Goat Locker when you go to order, and you get $75 off the order there. Sim Motion, Next Level Racing, of course, iRacing, Big Fish Barbecue. Holy cow, there's a lot of sponsors. But man, it takes everybody to put this thing on. So I can't thank anybody enough. Thank you, Eddie. It's been a great season. Can't wait to go back to watch it, and I'm looking forward to the next season.
All right. Well, there you have it. Your winner here tonight, Jamie Mullins, as he takes the win here at IRP. And we've got other drivers to talk to, and we're going to bring in the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend. That's Patrick Drabick, who comes home in second. Pat, what a race! That was a lot of fun. I mean, your bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. That light is bright as all get out on your camera. I mean, good gosh, I didn't know you were so white. But man, you're
Is this really
great.
what I came up here for? This is what I showed up for?
But a great race, man. I mean, you moved up 6 spots, started in 8th position, able to make up some ground on that early run, which the first half of the race was incredible racing. And then
Yeah.
the second half, you got up to the front. Some movement happened up front with Craig dropping to the back, gave you that second spot. And man, just didn't have any green flag racing for you to mount any kind of attack at Jamie. But talk a little bit about your drive up through the field of the first part of the race. You seemed to make those passes relatively easily. Talk to me how you did it.
Yeah, really. I mean, I was having a blast. I mean, this is one of my favorite tracks, and to come out here and race tonight, I haven't had a chance to race in these trucks very often. So, what an awesome race here tonight. But yeah, I mean, not a good qualifying run. Lap number one, I kind of backed it into the corner and kind of really jacked the truck up. So limped it to an eighth place starting position, and then was able to pick off a couple on some restarts, and then a couple guys just making some mistakes. Getting it into the wall a little bit allowed me to get around them. I mean, the truck was really good in 1 and 2, and that's where I was making those passes. And yeah, man, but I didn't have anything for the 66. I mean, Jamie Mullins ran a hell of a race, and congratulations to him on the win.
What is it about home tracks that just bring out the best in the local guy? When you have like a track, you're really good at Indy. You're obviously really good at this track. What is it about having a home track that just gives you that little extra edge over the other folks?
I couldn't even begin to explain that one. I just think they fit my driving style. I love flatter tracks. And Indianapolis Motor Speedway is a 2.5-mile track, but it's pretty flat. There's not a whole lot of banking in those corners, and it's pretty unique. And here at IRP or Lucas Oil, Raceway Park, it's the same way. It's a pretty flat track. And if I love Milwaukee, which we raced last night in Milwaukee, love that track to death. So I just think they fit my driving style.
Well, definitely do a little bit of home field advantage for you. But man, a great finish, second place for the '07 Jam Printing Promotions Chevrolet. Great finish to a great summer season. I mean, been top notch. IndyCar. You tried out something new. I thought that went really well. It was a lot of fun. You had the ARCA series, the Truck series, and tonight the finale. And I mean, just an incredible job by you to put on a good, and everybody at Goat Locker, excuse me, for putting on a great summer series. And let's talk a little bit about the fall. We don't have to talk too much about it, but talk about what we could be excited about. Give us a little nugget, give us just something that we could chew
Yeah.
on before the season starts.
Yeah, I can only echo what you just said, Eddie, too. The summer series has been fun, so much fun. This has been the most we've ever put on during the summer to put an official series together and put 3 of them together and have the amount of drivers that came out, the new sponsors that came on board as well. I mean, it's just been awesome. But yeah, I mean, we're all gearing up for the big fall series, the 15 weeks, season. It'll kick off the last week of August. We're going to be on a 3-week break here as we retool some things, get those schedules ironed out. Some new sponsorship to be announced. So we got some new partners coming into the fall series as well. And we're going to be back to the regular Goat Locker Racing series. We're going to have Xfinity on Tuesday nights with a brand new sponsor. Wednesday nights, Cruising Classics is back in conjunctions with Nasties out there in Hilliard, Ohio, for the Next Gen series. The Veterans for Life Foundation is coming back on Thursdays for ARCA, and we're going to have some changes with ARCA as well. And I think everybody's really going to enjoy that. But the Big Boy Show, Friday nights in these trucks. Can't be happier that this season coming up, McConey Setup Shop is building our setups for us. V-Speed is doing the broadcast for us. And we've got new sponsorship on Friday that's going to be announced as well. But big shout out to Relevant Sounds and everything that they did for the summer series, especially here in the trucks. I'm sure you talked about it during the broadcast, Eddie, but they got a brand new veteran program to help veterans that are struggling with mental health and PTSD, so that they can find some relief through music. And one of the things that I talked to the owner of Relevant Sounds about tonight is, any veteran that races here with Goat Locker Racing will be able to take advantage of that program free of charge. So we continue to just put together the coolest sponsors out there, and and I'm not going to say some of the best damn racing out there, but the best damn racing on iRacing, period.
Can't argue with that. Tonight's good, a good barometer or a good example. So, man, congratulations on a great season. Looking forward to the next one. Congratulations on second place tonight.
All right, appreciate you, brother.
There you have it. Third place or second place, Patrick Drabick. Then we got to move to third place. I don't think I've ever talked to this guy in the booth, and he had an up and down night. But my goodness, James Kaufman, you were able to get back to third there at the end. Tell me about your race, man. That was a tough one for the 25 Army Kaufman Farms Chevrolet.
Yeah, it was up and down is right. It's all started with me looping myself and putting myself back there, and then just every time I get close, I get knocked back again. So it was eventful.
Yeah. You had a one time where I think you got taken out, maybe some net code or something. I mean, just kind of.
Yeah.
I think somebody got loose on the outside of you and got into you. I mean, you went for a spin, but somehow it made you faster. So I don't know what it was, but you were able to hang on, be in the top 5 there at the end, and then when the 2 in front of you make contact, boom, third place for you, man.
Yeah.
So a pretty good race. Talk about what was it like out there? It seemed like y'all were having a battle really hard there in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, it was. It's pretty busy. It's nice. I still like the track. It's you can run high and you can run about a lane and a half down and have some pretty good racing. So it's fun to be there. You can kind of make a couple moves, try somebody high. If they open the bottom up, you could and take it and get in there. And so it's good for racing. A lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, you were able to get the third place here tonight, and man, you were able to get an interview, a podium on the final race of the summer series. So congratulations on that. That was a lot of fun to watch. Great recovery. And as always, man, who you got to thank?
I'm sure that you had Patrick on front of me. He covered all the sponsors. I mean, we appreciate every one of them. I can run down the list if you want me to, but that just takes a lot of time. I mean, you can go Lincoln Tech, Invets, Rolling Sound, Jam Printing Promotions, Cruising Classics, Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs, Veterans for Life Foundation, Right Now Roofing, Alexander PCs, Sim Motion, Next Level Racing, iRacing, and Big Fish Barbecue. It's I mean, without these, it's not possible without the sponsors on here to put on a good show and keep interest up. And so, hey, and get you guys on. You guys get do awesome broadcasts. So appreciate everybody.
There you go. Well, we appreciate it. Congratulations again on third place, Jim.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, that'll do it. That was a fantastic race. And we will call it quits. So thanks again to Relevant Sounds for their sponsorship of this series. They've done an incredible job and very excited to see how They use their platform to help veterans, and here at Goat Locker, excited to see how that's going to play out. But that's been the Relevant Truck Series. That is it. Summer Series is over with, and your champion, of course, is going to be Jeremy Garner. After drop weeks were done, unless something officially, this is unofficial, I'm announcing it, but it's unofficial. They'll make the announcement, but after that result goes in, drop weeks are figured in, Jeremy Garner will have 279 points, it looks like, and man, an average finish of first on the season. So with Peyton Hubbard, Andy Kurtz out, they were the only ones really in close shot of making a shot at it. They were not here tonight, so Jeremy Garner will be your champion. So congratulations to him. Thank you to all our sponsors yet again. Everybody that was watching, hope y'all appreciate it. If you are not subscribed to B-Speed, definitely hit that subscribe button. Let us know. And we will be here for you on Tuesday nights and Friday nights here at Goat Locker. So if you want to be subscribed to us, we'll be excited to bring in some really good racing Tuesday night and Friday. And gonna have some new blood on Friday night. Should be a lot of fun. Definitely gonna be worth. I'm telling you, there's a couple announcers that I think I'm really excited about. We'll see how that goes. But I think they're gonna put on a good show. Be exciting, and that's exactly what we want to do. We got to bring the broadcast up to the racing that they put on here. They got a match, and I think we're gonna do that here on Friday night. So gonna be a good one. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see y'all in 3 weeks when the season starts here at Goat Locker. See y'all later, y'all. Have a good one.